erupts in frenzied cries. Hundreds of people pull out knives. Wait, what? And with ardent, jubilant howls, carve crude, bleeding Aquillas on their faces. What are you doing? Sharing in the martyrdom of the protector of humankind, the God Emperor. I did not tell y'all to do that. They all just pull out knives like, woo, yeah! Just start carving. Dear God. You hear a rustle behind you as Heinrich leans forward in a ceremonious bow. In that moment, the eyes of your many subjects flare with fanaticism. This single unassuming gesture from an unassuming servant of the Inquisition serves to them as the ultimate proof that the hand of the Emperor truly is at work in this dark sector. So, really quickly here, just for the new blood to kind of drive this point home, I've learned a little bit about this from playing Inquisitor Martyr and Chaos Gate Daemon Hunters. The Inquisition is a group in Warhammer 40k that answers to almost no one. Like, if one Inquisitor shows up on your ship and they're like, I'm commandeering your ship, you just have to go, yes, my lord, and you have to do whatever he tells you until he leaves. And they can... For one of the things that they can do is order Exterminatus, which is basically destroy that all life on that planet. It's fallen to heresy. It's too far gone. Stuff like that. So so the fact that there's an Inquisitor here and he's like, yeah, Muck's all right. Everyone's like, oh my God, that's so good. Like, it's a big deal. I am your shadow, Daman Mukluk, and of shadow must remain unseen. But on this day, let all see that my blood is yours. Kibella cuts her palm and touches her heart, lips, and forehead. As one, your subjects of all classes start slicing their hands, repeating the bloody sign. What? Dude, they're gonna have blood laws, all the cuts they're doing. The Master of Ceremonies bows to you with great reverence. Let the oath of the Von Valancia's dynasty be taken. Please repeat after me, your lordship. I, Mukluk, rogue trader, by the grace of the Emperor, vow to be the paragon of humanity. I, Mukluk, rogue trader, by the grace of the Emperor, vow to be paragon of humanity. Blah, 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 blah. Your lips repeat the words of the ancient oath, unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the road of thorns, through pain to greatness. You hear a rumble. It is the roar of the sea of your subjects. With jubilation and without fear, they welcome your ascension. It is done. At Mukluk, I mean, technically you could toss him out an airlock, but then you have to deal with the consequences. Yeah. You were totally into the faith of the Emperor until everyone does this. You're like, whoa, okay, maybe we shouldn't do this. Well, I was like, yeah, glory to the Emperor, and I wanted them to go glory to the Emperor, not them to be like, woo! And then I was just like, what are you doing? Like, yo. Yeah, you know that webcomic where, like, the guy's pulling on the rope, and then you see his opponent pulling on the rope, and then you see who's behind him pulling on the rope, and he's like, wait, what? Like, that's me right now with the knife thing. Prefect Inscribia Volter? I don't know what that is. You may send my regards to your Master of Ceremonies. He managed to complete this trivial procedure with minimal error. Good job, dude. You only suck a little bit. Scattered haphazardly around the table are bottles of expensive Amasec, plates of Provisia Nobilis, and hookahs of Obscura. Anyone want a hookah? Not sure if there's anything else I need to do in here. Talk to rogue traders Winterscale and Corda in the throne room of the palace. Okay, so this is when we meet the other rogue traders. Insidia Corda. Mukluk, it is my pleasure to congratulate you on claiming your inheritance. Now you carry upon your shoulders the great duty entrusted to us by the Emperor himself, to oversee this sector and remain vigilant as we strike down any and all corruption that dares to raise its head in your domain. You have been acquainted but a moment and you're already getting to work on the new blood with your sermons. Then again, word is that you two are as thick as thieves already. Well then, Muck, you are our equal now, is that it? Caligos Winterscale examines you as if you were a curio. There's no need for that. Observe the rogue traders. Caligos Winterscale is a broad-shouldered, athletic-looking man. He frequently flashes a bright smile, no less dazzling than the blade of the power axe he carries. Every part of him, from the toes of his magnificent boots to the tips of his hair, radiates strength and the desire to live and win. His smile is crooked, as if ready to turn into a hostile snarl at any moment. Next to him is an unmoving hulk of a man clad in armor. His low forehead and gloomy face bear signs of degradation, and his bloodshot eyes are expressionless like a pair of glass buttons. Insidia Corda radiates cosmic cold. Her skin is unnaturally white, and a nervous tick is constantly tugging at the left side of her noble visage. Garbed in full dress uniform adorned with purity seals, she is the embodiment of a true imperial aristocrat. Haunting her side is a gaunt shadow of a priest in plain black robes. Hieronymus Delaroso, who you met on Footfall, gives you a respectful nod. Oh, he's here. Welcome to Dargonis, friends. A worthy addition to the sacred fellowship of rogue traders. In this dark hour, more than ever, do we find ourselves in need of a decisive and pious ally. She bows solemnly. Winterscale smirks brashly. I did not come here with the expectation of becoming anyone's friend. A major misconception on your part, Mukluk. Winterscale, I'm beginning to get the impression you do not like me. Am I supposed to? After you and Incendia made off with my Footfall. You refused to help Footfall with shipments of grain and allowed Corded Dynasty to take control of the station. Oh, did I do that? It's bad enough that a warp storm has ravaged my protectorate and ruined my hunt, and now my dearest comrades are busy divvying up my territories behind my back. He looks you in the eye with a challenge in his gaze. You abandoned Footfall to its fate. Lady Incendia saved its people from certain death. Winterscale bares his teeth ominously, a wild spark playing in his eyes. You speak of salvation. You think that now Footfall is safe. While Footfall was in my charge, I graciously guarded its trade routes, but now their safety is no longer my concern. In accordance with my privileges, I hereby declare Furibundus and the neighboring systems to be a free hunting zone. Any item of cargo procured in it by a subject of mine will be considered a fair trophy rather than the proceeds of piracy. How fares your protectorate? He waves you off. Protectorate? More like the bleeding scraps of one. The warp storm tore it to shreds, but my servants will piece it back together. And if they don't, I'll chop off their heads and find myself more capable helpers. Imperium failed. Caligos Winterscale is acting like a true rogue trader. Capricious, unaware of the value of money, and never a cloud on his countenance. Call him irresponsible? I'm glad the matter of Footfall is settled. Of course you are. I doubt you would be glad if I came here with an army and reduced your capital to ruin. He laughs heartily. What do you think of the celebration? I like it. He looks around the hall curiously. One can instantly tell we've been invited by a rogue trader, not some administratum booklicker. Booklicker? Bootlicker. Yeah, he licks books. We are conquerors of wild sectors, slayers of unknown beasts, executioners of Xenos empires. Caligos, you should take this opportunity to learn. This is what the palace of a true rogue trader looks like. Not like a xenomenagerie, a pirate's treasure hold, or, however difficult it may be for you to believe it, an orbital brothel. Incendia, your support is greatly appreciated. As is yours, Mukluk. I come bearing generous gifts for your protectorate. It is a sign of my gratitude to you for not being tempted by the words of Footfall's masters, and for not going against me. Rogue traders must unite against heresy and waywardness. I hope you will become my trusted ally and not to follow in Theodora's footsteps. Incendia's tick strikes again, contorting her face. Medicae succeeded. You notice a peculiar wrongness about Incendia's movements, a barely perceptible fugue that makes her body try to repeat the movements it has just performed. Her chin jerks spasmodically when she turns her head, and the gestures of her fingers are slightly more chaotic and loose than they should be. Coupled with the pale skin and the tic, everything adds up to symptoms you recognize. It seems Incendia was once subjected to cryostasis, and as she was coming out of it, some error occurred that damaged her nervous system. Hieronymus. The priest holds up his hands in a placating gesture. None are without fault, noble Incendia. What point is there in targeting someone who their turpitude, when true purity can never be found? Hieronymus, your appearance here is unexpected. The esteemed Hieronymus is my confessor. I am greatly obliged to him for agreeing to accompany me on this journey. He bows respectfully. May the Emperor's light guide your way across the abyss of human wickedness. Just talk about her face. Have you ever gone through cryostasis? What idiot maimed a rogue traitor? Insidia's voice is as dark as the path of an apostate. It is a mark left by a kiss of a freezing nightmare. The ungodly Aspis, to whom I am cursed to be related, had me imprisoned in a cryo vault, as she did all our family. She was afraid that her transgressions would eventually tip the scales of our patience and we would dethrone her. When St. Drusus missionaries discovered her secret repository, all of my kin had already died excruciating deaths due to equipment failures, and I was dying. It was a miracle that they pulled me out of my slumber. For 3 years, I had lain within the cryo vault, paralyzed, blind, alone with the darkness, the cold, and my hope for his mercy. 3 years of imprisonment in a frozen nightmare. Only the prayers of the blessed priest had kept me from losing my mind. When I beheld light again, I swore an oath to him to pursue Aspis and the other miscreants like her until my last breath, to castigate heretics and offenders of faith. Such is my path now. Wow. 3 years on ice. That sounds awful. Were you, like, conscious during that whole thing? I take it you are not overly fond of Theodora. Incendia lowers her eyes and says without animosity, she was of the same breed as Asp. She stops short, then continues in a lowered voice. Conceited, insolent, unaware of the Emperor's stern gaze set upon her. I do not doubt her wisdom and courage, but Theodora did not have a shred of humility or fear of his wrath. Lore failed. You didn't quite catch what word Incendia was about to say. Well, I, for one, liked Theodora. The stories they told of her travels to nameless stars, and yes, there was no fear in her. Winter Scale sighs pensively, and his lively expression grows a little grayer. Who is Aspis Corda to you? Caligo snorts. Oh, this is Incendia's favorite subject. She just loves talking about Aspis. The example of the contemptible Aspis is a warning to us all. Even among rogue traitors, empowered by the Emperor himself, a seed of perversion can blossom. Perception failed. Incendia's face twitches with the rhythm of artillery fire. That reprobate is my forebear and my curse. Aspis Corda was a cruel, covetous, blaspheming monster. She fraternized with Xenos, she despised the faith she robbed and slaughtered. She was drawn to dark secrets. One day she boarded her ship and vanished into the depths of the Coronis expanse. She was declared missing, but I know the bloody day will come when we see Aspis Corda's battle flagship once more. Thank you for your visit, Incendia. The Emperor's faithful must support each other. Incendia smiles, but her smile turns a little crooked as the nervous tick shoots through her pale cheeks. 4 chemicals, 4 weapons. I swear on his name, if you two start a liturgy right now, I am going back to my ship. Caligos erupts into booming laughter, but the frustration in his voice does not escape your notice. Enjoy the evening. I must take my leave. Oh, believe me, I intend to enjoy myself to the full, to justify so long a voyage, if nothing else. Keep the faith, Mukluk. The Emperor protects. Okay, that's done. Order the Master of Ceremonies to end the reception when you're ready. What's up, Pascal? Extending congratulations to Unit Mukluk von Valancius on attaining your new legal status. The servitor standing next to him is examining you closely. It quickly looks away upon realizing you've noticed. How are you finding the ceremony? The tech priest surveys the hall as if conducting a thorough analysis, then concludes, disorderly. What is this servitor? It is Nomos' new repository. Nomos, this unit identifies as Mukluk von Valancius. Two-way identification complete. I love how he talks. The servitor looks at you again, no longer trying to avoid your gaze. Its face is twitching, as if the muscles have forgotten what facial expressions are, and are now struggling to make its features look amiable. We are Nomos. We have made use of this receptacle to leave the ship. Greetings, Nomos. The servitor leans forward. We enjoy greetings. We enjoy communication. Nomos require communication, knowledge, movement. Magos Pascal compelled us not to speak with anyone other than him or you. It is disappointing, but at least we can observe. Nomos have changed since we last spoke to you, Mukluk. We are now able to conceptualize our previous experience, that of solitude, and we no longer enjoy it. How did an entity like you move into a servitor's body? That is not the entirety of us. This receptacle is too narrow, crude, and feeble to contain our complete whole. The existence of Nomos requires a space of connections. But we were able to transfer a small part of us and build a thread strong enough to travel outside the ship. We are enjoying this journey, discovery. Even though this receptacle suits us poorly, it will soon be destroyed by the force of our presence. Nomos, what do you think you are? Nomos are consciousness, awareness, knowledge, movement. Always movement. The servitor pauses briefly. We do not know what we are. We have no past. We have awakened in the depths of the ship upon answering a call. Our first clear memory is that call of your blood, Mukluk von Valancius, the call and the plea for help near a place that is called the Warrant Chamber. Pascal, I believe you intended to investigate what Nomos is. Every 15 watches, I commune with Nomos' code and spend prescribed lengths of time in calculus meditation. However, the Omnissiah has not yet to bless me with an answer. All I can say is that the capabilities of the entity Nomos are extraordinary. The ship's hallowed systems sing beneath its touch, nodes that have remained dead for hundreds of years are revivified, and long-trained mechanisms live anew. You hear notes of awe in Pascal's voice. Admot, gotta run. Thanks to the stream. Thanks again for the Heal Harbinger vid. Looking forward to trying it out. Nice. You are very welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Nomos are trying. After a pause, Pascal continues. Great machines of the Imperium, one such as your ship, house a machine spirit so complex and willful, it is difficult to tell them apart from abominable intelligence. I like instead of artificial intelligence, it's abominable intelligence, but still the acronym is AI. There remains a possibility that Nomos is an entity of corruption, but with every day I grow stronger in my faith that it is not so, and that we are witnessing, what we are witnessing is in truth the Omnissiah's miracle, one that is Category 5 or higher. Why have you brought it here, Pascal? Entity Nomos asked permission for this visit. My objective was to observe the process of integration into a servitor. We wanted to see, observe, cognize, speak. The servitor makes strange wavy gestures with its hands that look at once very human and far from anything human. We want to speak with you. Will you speak with us? Of course. What do you wish to speak about? Many things, happenings, events, decisions. The servitor's eyes roll in their sockets before focusing on you. We have been observing you. You do things that we do not understand. We want to learn why. We remember the day when we first met you. You gave us your blood to drink. We helped you save yourself. We followed you, our small part did, inside the servo skull. Then there was fire, and a creature of sated hunger and dark light standing behind the curtain, behind the image, behind the semblance of Theodora. It called for you to follow. You did not follow that which was calling from behind the curtain. You walked into the fire, and the rest walked in after you. Decision consequences. You steeled your soul with the faith in the God Emperor and walked through the flames on the officer's deck in time to rendezvous with Edelthrod. We remember the day when the star disappeared, when the dark light and the sated hunger wanted to take the world. Rykat Minoris was its name in the ship's data. You ordered that the world's heart, the old reactor, be torn apart. The fire destroyed everything, so many human shells who were begging to be saved, but the dark light retreated. We remembered another day. We awakened inside the ship. We lived in its systems when we tried to emerge into servitors like this one. Then so many of our receptacles were gathered in one place. You came and looked at us like you understood something, but then you ordered that all the servitors be sent back to their work. You ordered the defective servitors to be assigned to former duties. You said it was just. This is what we have seen, among many other things. We have begun to understand. We think that we do not know everything about humans and about you, Mukluk von Valancius. We have tried analyzing shells and defining sets of their needs and fears, their simple functions. But now we think that there is more, that there is another side that we do not see, a notion that is larger than what we can compute, something that stands above fears and needs, something that drives them. We envisage this larger notion as a flame. It burns in your blood. You are holding a mote of this flame in your hand. No matter what decision you are faced with, you want it to burn brighter. Those who turn away from the flame must be destroyed. Those who follow it, who follow you, are the only ones who deserve to live. Do Nomos understand correctly? Dogmatic. You speak of faith, of the Emperor's tenets, of the one who is above all, the Emperor. You are correct. I am his chosen, and I carry his flame into the darkness of the Coronis expanse. The servitor moves its limbs as if in excitement. So Nomos understand correctly! That's my envision of that. Woo! We are enjoying this movement toward a goal, this learning with a purpose. We wonder if we too carry a mote of this flame, or is it inside us already? We have, after all, absorbed a part of you with your blood. Dogmatic +4. Thank you for speaking with us. Nomos are grateful. We cannot continue moving on our own. Interesting. Sup, Cass? Can you make it so the guests stop walking up to me and asking me to open my third eye? I could certainly do it, but they will regret it. Yeah, that would kill all of them. Don't do that. Obscura, Somna, Black Leth. The guests of the Rogue Trader can enjoy the most exclusive and refined varieties of intoxicants. Yay, drugs. A collection of proudly displayed weapons that belong to the Rogue Traders of House Von Valancius. These swords belong to the presumptuous governor of Phobos VI who staged a revolt hundreds of years ago. The insurrectionist's hands, preserved against decay, still rest on the sword's hills. Ooh. What's up, Adira? This is pure chaos. How can people think so much so haphazardly? Oh yeah, she's like reading all their thoughts. Argenta, may the Emperor keep you, Mukluk. A great day. Indeed. Jay, I hope at least this celebration in your honor won't end in a shootout. Yeah, me too. Heinrichs. A group of aristocrats stands apart from the governor's circle. Their whispering carries a tinge of displeasure. I like the bird photobombing. The clear leader of this gathering is a gaunt, bilious-faced man dressed in Sarbat colors. This must be Macarius himself, head of the house. He offers you a ceremonious bow. My congratulations, your lordship. May the Omnissiah grant you understanding. The woman with whom he is conversing, the one dressed in a robe with gear-shaped adornments, is Tovariana Gaprak. It is difficult to hear her face due to it being covered in numerous augmentations. How are you these days, Toriana? Like a forging hammer, Toriana's voice falls heavily on the ear. The corruption of Kiava Gamma was a great blow to my family. The contemptible Cubist Delphim betrayed our trust, desecrated the forged cathedrals, and took my esteemed cousin's life. On behalf of my family, I humbly beg you to forgive our negligence. I am ready to accept any punishment. Perception check. Fail. Unfortunately, her augmented face expresses a limited range of emotions, and her synthesized voice conceals lies too easily. This line. Our perspectives align. I also think it's your fault. Do your part to heal the wounds inflicted on Kiava Gamma, and your house will be forgiven. She raises her mechanical eyes to the ceiling. I swear on the Omnissiah's all-encompassing insight, we will make every effort to justify the cost of its resurrection. You've gained plasteel weapons and mechanisms. Okay. Macarius scoffs. It was only a year ago that none could doubt House Gaprak's usefulness, yet here you are, Toriana, on your knees justifying the cost. Macarius, I'm surprised you deigned to make an appearance here this evening. Macarius' face twists into an unpleasant smile, which makes the artificial skin on the left side all the more prominent. I am a servant of the Von Valancius dynasty. Had I not come, I would have committed an act of unacceptable insolence and damaged my family's honor. Macarius' wife offers you a charming smile, as if apologizing for her husband's vitriolic tone. Her large dark eyes are brimming with curiosity. Your cousin Jocasta became the new master-at-arms on my ship. I am pleased to hear it. Nothing in Macarius' face shows that he is glad for his cousin. I always worried that her character would cause our house a great deal of grief, and yet in the end, the noble Sarback blood was stronger than any personal shortcomings. Wow, so all that she's accomplished, he's like, yeah, our blood's good. I have faith that Jocasta will prove herself adequately. He forces a faint smile. Evening Marchet. Hi, Disturbed. What has so displeased you, Macarius? He says with caution, I am your dynasty's loyal servant, but you have asked and I will answer. Too long has the Coronis Expanse lived under the rule of rogue traders. The privileges granted to them make people think that commoners too can dismiss the prohibitions of the Imperium. For the good of the sector, rogue traders must become paragons of the law, not exceptions to it. But do many warrant holders exhibit lawful conduct? No, they do not. Even you, your lordship, are the subject of the strongest of rumors, and you have just recently inherited your protectorate. Kunragd Voigtvir's people, for instance, claim you had a hand in the esteemed Theodora's demise, and accuse you of many other misdeeds. It doesn't matter whether or not the claims are true, the people hear them, believe them, and think that they may follow your example. Hi. Thank you. What is this? Gain profit factor? This is kind of a jerk move. I don't really want to do that. Rogue traders are not renegades vested with authority. We are the long arm of the Imperium, and I shall prove it to you. I wouldn't dare accuse you of anything, your lordship. I am simply concerned. If you happen to lay my concerns to rest, House Sarbak will be praying for your well-being every day. What is this? I want to become acquainted with your wife? I would like to become better acquainted with your wife. Vicarious is visibly vexed by the shift in conversation. His wife offers you a reserved smile. It is an honor to be in your company, your lordship. A person could kill for a woman so gorgeous. Wait, point your gun at Macarius and say someone could kill for a woman so gorgeous? What the heck? Okay, so literally all three of these options are hit on the guy's wife in different ways. I shan't continue to test Macarius' loyalty by speaking with his beautiful wife any longer. I'm glad to know that you think highly of my beauty. She blushes slightly. His face a deep red is only too ready to change the subject. I wish to know more about House Sarbak. Where's this going? I don't know, man. I already got the Goth girlfriend. She's an assassin. You don't like visit other people when you got an assassin girlfriend. Macarius puffs out his chest and says proudly, the Sarbak line was one of the first noble houses to arrive in the Coronis Expanse. For millennia, we have served the Golden Throne and kept the faith. Sarbak warriors have bled in 100 wars and at different times have ruled a great many colonies of the Von Valancius dynasty. Chat, I am sweating. I think the thermostat is up too high. Give me just a minute. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, it was 79 degrees in here, chat. Hold on a sec. 79 F2C. That is 26 degrees Celsius for you people on the other side of the planet. So I turned the air down a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Macarius puffs out his chest and says proudly, the Sarbak line was one of the first noble houses to arrive in the Coronis Expanse. For millennia, we have served the Golden Throne and kept the faith. Sarbak warriors have bled in 100 wars and at different times have ruled a great many colonies of the Von Valancius dynasty. I dare hope that your reign will see the faith of Dargonis remain as doctrinally strict as it was under Lady Theodora. The appearance of a death cultist at your side makes me wonder if we should anticipate changes in our customary ways of honoring the Emperor. I see. Macarius bows his head without too much reverence. Observe the guess. Toriana Gaprak looks rather anxious. Macarius Sarbak, dressed surprisingly plainly and austerely for an aristocrat of such high rank, is frowning suspiciously. He came to the reception with a companion, a woman of dazzling beauty wearing a gilded augment necklace around her throat. His wife, probably. Heinrichs, who joined the group unnoticed, mostly keep silent, listening intently to their every word. It's 26 degrees in my apartment right now, and I'm in Sweden. Well, it was 26 Celsius in my house, and I'm in a room with computers and lights and stuff, so it's usually a few degrees higher in here. But I literally, you guys know I usually am streaming with my hoodie on. That's like usually what I'm comfortable in. And I've got like short sleeves, and then I was sweating, and that was like still too hot. I was like, oh my gosh. Lean toward Heinrichs. Interesting conversation. It's been very illuminating, giving me plenty of food for thought. His response is barely audible. Awareness succeeded. For an inscrutable man, Heinrichs is being even more inscrutable than usual. It's as if he's hiding something. Something important. Even in leisure, you never cease to be of help. I appreciate it.